Hey everybody, this is Scott Moore from USA Music Lessons and ncmusiclessons.com. I'm here today to show you how to put an ad for your lessons up on Craigslist. If you're not familiar, Craigslist isn't like an online classified system. People can post all sorts of things. You can sell things, you can connect with other people in the community, and you can advertise services like music lessons. If you've never used it before, what you need to know is that it's probably the best free way that I can think of to get referrals for lessons. The reason being is it's free for you. It doesn't cost anything to put your ad up, and a lot of people are using it as their default go-to place to look for lessons or other services, especially if you're in a more populated area. There will be a lot of people searching on Craigslist for what you have to offer. So even if you're using other services and you need some more students, I'd recommend putting an ad up on Craigslist every once in a while. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to Craigslist, CRAIGSLAST.org. And because I've been here so many times, it automatically takes me to the Raleigh-Durham Craigslist page. But you might be living in a different area. So what you want to do is on the right-hand side of the site, you want to click on U.S. states. And then we're going to click on North Carolina. And then here's the list of the areas that they serve. So they'll do Asheville, Boone, Charlotte, Eastern North Carolina, which is different than the Outer Banks, Fayetteville, Greensboro, Hickory, Lenoir, Jacksonville, the Outer Banks, Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill, which is where I live, Wilmington, and Winston-Salem. So if you live in one of those areas, you would just click on that and it will take you to the Craigslist posts and ads for your area. And then what you want to do is you want to click Post to Classifieds. And then it'll ask you what type of posting this is, and you want to do service offered. And then it says a category, and you want to do lessons and tutoring. And it's going to say you need to have a Craigslist account, and so you need to apply for an account. And then it's going to give you an email. It's going to ask for your email address, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then you have to fill in this CAPTCHA and then create an account. So it's going to send a link to my email inbox, so we're going to go check that out. And then to log in, I'm just going to click this link. And then I have to create a password. And then submit. So it says I'm all set there, and then I'm going to return to my account. And I have to accept the terms of use. And I don't think it saved my ad. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again, and I'm just going to click on Craigslist here in the top left. So it brought me back to my area, which you want to check and make sure, and then we're going to go through this again. Post to my post to classifieds, and then click on service offered, and then lessons and tutoring. So now it takes me to the option to advertise this. I teach clarinet lessons in Durham, so the posting title will be clarinet lessons. And then the specific location is going to be Durham. You don't need to add a state here because these are all local listings. And then it gives you, I should mention this, the replies will be sent to the email address that you put on the account. And it gives you a few options here how you want that to display. You can have it display the email address. So if somebody clicks on the link, they'll actually see your email address. It can hide it where they won't, you won't have it at all. And that's a problem unless you're going to put a phone number down. Or you can have an anonymous email address. So they will create some, a special email address that they'll forward to you. So the person emailing you never has your email address. I would definitely encourage you to do this. I would not display it, and I would not hide it. I would always do the anonymous, and that's the default selection. And then you get a chance to put in whatever you want. I already created something So I'm going to do that and get this up there. Just make it look a little bit nicer and then click continue. Then it gives you a chance to add pictures. I don't have any that I'm going to add, so I'm going to click done with images. And then this is the preview of what my ad will look like. So it has the title, Clarinet Lessons, and then where it's located, which is Durham. And then, it has the date that we created it, and then reply to, and then it will have some long, lengthy email address that they'll forward to you. And then it has the ad, and it reaffirms the location at the bottom, and we're just going to click continue. So what it's going to do, especially if you've just signed up for the site, is that it's going to send you an email link to publish the ad. Once you have an established account, you don't really get these very often. You do it every once in a while. The other thing you might have to do is provide them with a phone number where they can provide a verification code by text or by voicemail. And that's just to make sure that you're a real person putting these up. They don't want these spammers to put things everywhere. And so I'm going to go here, and it has the email address, and so then I'm going to click on the link that they provide, and here it's going to ask for the phone number. Okay, so it should be calling here. Who could that be? So they just called and gave me the authorization code, so I'm going to click Submit Verification Code, and it'll be up. So I can click this link to see it, and within minutes it will be searchable on Craigslist. Let's actually go to the home page and see if it's up yet. So if I'm at the home page and I scroll down to Services at the bottom, click on the Lessons, it's not quite up yet. But this is the process that you would go through to place the ads. But you can see here all sorts of different things. There's somebody offering voice lessons, private music lessons here, voice coaching, singing lessons, and so on. Now, in terms of what is going to happen as a result of having this ad is that you will get some real contacts from people looking for lessons, and you would handle that however you would normally handle email inquiries for lessons. You will get a lot of people trying to scam you for money, and that's the danger with Craigslist. So you've got to be very cautious about this. In general, what happens is people overseas spend all their time, I think they get paid to do so, on Craigslist, and will email everyone who puts an ad up, and will say, I would like for my child to have lessons with you when I'm in your country, or different things like that. Usually the English is a little bit broken, and it seems a little bit odd. A lot of times they want 2 or 3 per week. It's a short term for a month, and the way it plays out is this: you'll email them back and say, oh, I'd be delighted to work with your child, and so forth. My rates are this, and usually they'll ask how much it would be, and then they'll say, great, I'd like to do this, so let me go ahead and send you a cashier's check, and then my child will be there whenever you agreed upon. And they'll send you a cashier's check for more than what you quoted them in terms of how much it would be. And so they will ask you to deposit it and then write them a check in return. And so here's the problem. You go to the bank with the cashier's check, and the bank will deposit it. And I don't know how they do it, but the cashier's checks do process in the bank system for a while before they get denied. And so if you deposit it, you write them a check, you're out the money that you wrote them, and their cashier's check did not actually go through. So my recommendation is, if it seems a little bit odd, I don't teach a student more than one lesson in a week unless it's a makeup lesson or unless we're preparing for something specific. But as a general rule, I just do one per week. I've never had anybody locally ask me for 2 or 3 per week, except for those special circumstances. And so that's a clue that something's wrong. If they say they're from out of the country and they're sending their daughter there by herself or while they're working in our country, that's usually a scam. You don't want to deal with it. So use your better judgment. But the big downside to Craigslist would be the scam emails, and there's no way to avoid it. For every post that I put up, usually we get, I don't know, 3 to 5 per post, and that can be a problem. Now, let's say you do want to go ahead and use Craigslist, which I would still recommend. Just be careful with the emails that you get in response. You can post the same ad every 3 days. If you try and post the same thing within 72 hours, it will not let you. You can change the text of your ad and the title of it, and you can post up to 3 within a 24-hour period. But if you're going to do the same one, it's got to be every 3 days. As you'll notice, these are listed by date. So today's date's Monday, October 29th. So I scroll down, and there's the 28th. The newer ads are at the top. The older ads are at the bottom. People can still search on Craigslist. There's a search function here, and they might find you that way. But you might want to refresh it every once in a while, every few days, to get you back up at the top of the list. Just a little tips there. Let's do a quick refresh and see if the ad's up there. Nope, still not. But within 15 minutes, it does show up. So that's Craigslist. I hope it works well for you, and it's free. So why not give it a try? Thanks.